Okay, so I'd like to do a quick explanation on the different types of products that you get. So there are different types of products, and you need to know what they are because, as you can see over here at the bottom, they all use different types of distribution, advertising, and pricing strategies. And there are many different ways to classify consumer products. Now, you get consumer products and then you get business products. Consumer products are the types of products that are bought by consumers, the average consumer, usually in shops. Business products are products that are bought by businesses. So, and we'll be using the most popular type of classification of a consumer product, which is based on the amount of effort that goes into buying the product. Different products require different forms of effort to buy. Some are easy to buy, others take a lot of time and effort to buy, and so we can classify products based on the effort placed into purchasing them. Okay, so just quickly, as you can see here, there's consumer products and then there's business products. And we're not going to be focusing on business products at this point, we're going to be focusing on consumer products. And then you get 4 different types of consumer products. They are as follows: convenience products, shopping products, specialty products, and unsought products. And you will need to know and be able to define and identify all 4 of them. Okay, so what are the different types of products? Well, convenience products are inexpensive. They don't cost very much, and they don't require much effort. For example, milk, chocolates, soft drinks, and gum. You just walk into a shop and you buy them. Then we have things called shopping products, and they're called shopping products because it takes a bit of shopping to buy them. And they're a bit more expensive, and usually what you'll do is you'll compare different products before you buy them. You won't just buy them impulsively, you will think about your purchase a bit more. And then we have something called specialty products, and this requires extensive searching. It's a very special product. You don't just find it anywhere. And usually customers become very brand loyal and are not very price sensitive. In other words, they're willing to pay high prices for this product. Price is really not a factor that they consider. And then lastly, unsought products. Now, unsought means something that people do not look for. And usually these are the types of products that require lots of advertising and sales, aggressive personal selling, because people don't actually look for them. And I'll explain each one of these in detail now. So let's look at convenience products first. They're bought regularly, in other words, very often. They don't require much pre-purchase planning. People don't plan before they buy them, and they don't compare brands. They just usually pick the one that they like the best. It requires very good branding and regular advertising because it needs to be on the top of people's minds. Soft drinks. So usually when I say, which soft drink do you like the most? I'm sure there's an images popping into your mind right now. And those images come from good branding, good advertising, good product placement, inside shops, and so forth. And the reason it needs to be good is because you need to sell enough of those products, like soft drinks, in order to make a profit. Because they're very inexpensive. They're a very cheap product. Well, they're low price products. And there are 3 categories of convenience products. Now, convenience means they're convenient to get hold of. It doesn't take much time to get hold of them. And the 3 groups are staples, impulse products, and then emergency products. And let's look at those 3 now. Convenience products. Staples. Now, these are examples of staples: cigarettes, peanut butter, shampoo, toothpaste, bread, and so forth. These are things that people buy every single week, every single month. When it's finished, they go and buy a new one. When the milk is finished, they go buy more. They don't think about it, they just go and buy it. When the toothpaste is done, they don't think about it, they just go buy more. Staples, meaning something that they use all the time. Okay, these are things people buy routinely, in a routine, all the time. And it doesn't require much effort. They usually just pick the one that they like the best. There's usually a toothpaste brand that you always buy, or a cigarette brand if you smoke that you always buy. You don't think about it, you just go to the shop and you pick the one that you always buy. Usually it's conveniently located. It's in a shop that's close by to where you live, and you'll find that staples are in your corner cafes, your 7-Elevens, your spaza shops, as well as in your bigger shops like Pick n Pay, ShopRite, Checkers, and so forth. Even in vending machines, they try and make it so conveniently located that you can even find a lot of those types of products in vending machines like cigarettes and cool drinks. And the idea with convenience products is to ensure repeated customer satisfaction so that people continue to buy the product all the time. So the brand needs to be or the product at least needs to be consistent. There needs to be consistent quality. It mustn't jump from one thing to the next each week. People need to trust that what they're buying or what they're getting is the same as they got last time. Okay, then we've got impulse products. These are products that people don't usually go to the shop to buy, but while they're standing in the queue or while they're walking around the shop, they see the packaging and they get a craving and they just buy it. Right? So we got chocolates. People don't usually often, okay, sometimes maybe, but generally people go to the shop to buy milk and then they buy chocolate as well. The same with magazines. People will see a magazine, they'll see what's on the front cover, and they'll go, wow, I want to buy this month's edition. And the same with biltong and bubblegum. Okay, they're usually bought quickly with very little pre-purchase effort. It's like instant, and it occurs on site. When you see the packaging, you take it and you put it in your basket, and before you know it, it's in your basket. Right? And another example is buying ice cream on the beach, chocolates, and so forth. And where it's situated is very important. So where branding is very important for staples, distribution is very important for impulse products. Where they are situated in the shop, they need to usually be at the checkout aisles, close to where people are standing in a queue, so that they will put them in their baskets by using impulse. Okay, and then the last convenience product is an emergency product. And here's an example. When you get into a car accident, you need a tow truck to come and pick you up. And it's usually in an emergency situation. Right, so they usually purchased immediately and under stress. So people, when they're in a crisis, they want to just get someone that can help them immediately. And usually it means that they are willing to pay anything for it. Not anything, but they're willing. The price is not really an option. They're not price sensitive in that moment. The distribution is very important. That's why you'll often find that tow trucks wait on the freeways in the places where people usually make accidents, because they want to be there on the scene immediately to help the people. And as I said before, price is not important to consumers that are in an emergency. They need it, and they need it now. Price is not an option. So therefore, people who own such products or sell such products can charge high prices. That's why you often find that tow truck drivers charge very, very high prices for even as just small distance they tow your car. Okay, then we look at shopping products. As I said, these are the ones that require a bit of shopping around. And they're usually a bit more expensive than convenience products. They're found in fewer shops. And you only usually buy them after comparing a few brands. We're thinking about shoes, clothing, and so forth. You shop around, you check out which running shoe or sports shoe is going to be the best before you buy. And usually you'll look at things like style. Is it going to match my style? Is it practical? Is it reliable? What's the different prices? Because usually these are products that you keep for a longer period of time, where convenience products you usually use up very quickly. And you're also, therefore willing to invest some more time to buy a suitable product. And you get two types of shopping products: homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now, homo means the same and hetero means different. So Let's first look at homogeneous shopping products, and these are products that are pretty much all the same. Microwave is a microwave. One microwave does the same thing that all the microwaves do. It heats up your food. Some microwaves just have a few small differences. They may be bigger, they have a nicer look to them, but it does the same thing. The same with TVs and fridges and washing machines and so forth. And because they're so similar, usually people look for the lowest priced brand. They don't really care about name brands and things like that because it all does the same thing. Why must I pay a lot of money for something if I can pay a cheaper price and it does the same thing for me? And they therefore don't see much difference between the various brands and are therefore very price conscious and not very brand loyal. They won't buy the best brand of microwave. They'll look at the price. What's the best price at this point for what I'm getting? Because that's what matters. And in this space, marketers need to compete on the basis of price and keep costs down with homogeneous shopping products. Then we look at heterogeneous shopping products, and these are ones that are different. Clothing, a t-shirt is not just a t-shirt, a dress is not just a dress, a pair of shoes is not just a pair of shoes. You get different types of shoes, you get different styles of shoes, you get different types of materials used to make those shoes, and you get various price ranges of shoes. You get shoes for 200 Rand and shoes of 20,000 Rand. So let's look at heterogeneous shopping products. They are different. They are the same, but they are also very different. Furniture, clothing, sports equipment, and so forth. And usually people have trouble comparing them on price because their quality varies. The features that you get with each one varies. You don't just get the same, you get different things with each of these products. So that's why people often say, no, I want to find the best product and brand for me. My favorite product or brand in this category. And therefore, marketers need to find something that differentiates their product or brand. Things like quality, reliability, style, suitability, and so forth is very important with heterogeneous shopping products. And people are willing to pay a little bit extra for that Nike shoe, or that Adidas shoe. It's not just a random a shoe that they've got some style there, they've got some brand name there, maybe better quality, and so forth. Okay, then we've got specialty products, and these don't necessarily have to be expensive, but often they are. You've got a Rolex watch there, you've got a Jaguar, I think it is, or is it a Maserati? Not sure. Car there, you got this special perfume, and then you've got medical procedures. Medical procedures are certainly certain types of medical procedures are sought after speciality. Okay, so these are things that people search extensively for. They don't just buy the first thing they see, they look for the one thing that they are looking for. And they won't accept any substitutes. They want that watch, or they want that car, or they want that medical procedure, that plastic surgeon to work on them. Right, so they're loyal, very, very loyal consumers. They won't buy anything else. And as I said, it doesn't have to be an expensive product. There are some types of basic products that people are unwilling to buy anything else in, like certain types of car tire or a specific type of battery. Maybe there are things that that you won't buy any other brand or any other product. That's the one that you always look for and buy. And marketers will use status-conscious advertising to maintain their brand image. Buy our product. It's the best image. It has the best style. So on and so forth. And usually the distribution is not very wide. It's very limited, only to a few stores or outlets. Some medical procedures can only be done in certain countries, at certain hospitals, by specific surgeons. And you don't just find a Rolex watch in every shop, now do you? Or a Maserati for that matter. You need to go to the specific store that sells them. And branding and image, as I said, is very important for specialty products. Okay, then lastly, we have unsought products. And these are things like funeral cover and life insurance. People don't really think about them, but they kind of need them, but they don't really go out and look for them. So they're really unknown to the buyer, and the buyer doesn't actively seek them. And then you get different types of unsold products. You get a new unsold product. This is a product that's never been on the market before, and you need to use lots of advertising and wide distribution to increase awareness. And then you get a regularly unsold products. These are things that people need, but they don't like to think about it and spend money on it, like funeral plans. They don't really want to think about death, so they just think, oh, hopefully it won't happen to me. But that's why you get the salesperson that then calls them and says, have you considered that if you die, you're not going to have money? Are you going to have money for the funeral? Why don't you put a little bit of money away just in case it happens? And then usually people are like, okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea. And then they buy the funeral plan. And as I've said, it requires aggressive business selling. People on the phone calling you saying, hey, have you considered purchasing this product? And very persuasive advertising. Okay, and that is the presentation. Those are the 4 different types of consumer products.